Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion Ozzie Guillen.
This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Clowney, pitcher of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is Lance Coach Jim from Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
This is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
This is Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field hitting bombs.
I'm watching my guys over at FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb breaks
off those nasty.
Nasty
FIlthbomb. I know a thing or two about hitting some bombs, fellas.
But there's nothing quite like hitting a FIlthbomb
with my guys over at FIlthbomb Breaks.
FIlthbomb! FIlthbomb! Mike Trout 101 auto!
MVP breakers, MVP prices.
Keep those FIlthbombs coming, I'll keep those World Series coming.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again, guys. Go Bucks.
Thanks for making collecting cards fun again for the kids and for all of us old-timers as well.
A way to make baseball cards fun again, guys. Keep pulling those nasty FIlthbombs.
And pull me a Jose Canseco Superfractor.
And hit me a West Coast Superfractor. Go Astros.
Please pull me a DuPont Superfractor.
How about you go pull me a Jordan Luplow Superfractor?
And now, introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound, pulling filth out of cases nightly, the undefeated, undisputed champion of the sports card breaking industry, FIlthbomb Breaks. It's time for FIlthbomb.
Hey, this is World Series champion.
What's going on, everyone? Stephen Michael here with FIlthbomb Breaks, coming to you live from the House of Wax right here in Long Island, New York, with my co-hosts, Louis Zolo and Derek Morgan. What is up, boys?
What's going on?
Up? Happy Friday. I'm excited.
Yeah. Wow, I'm excited. It's Friday. I didn't even know. Fred just got back with Starbucks. I got Fred in the house tonight. Fred is going to be joining us, but since it's kind of like tight over here, he's not going to be on camera. But if you have questions for Fred regarding WWE, Star Wars, or even baseball, he's going to get his baseball predictions in. Feel free to ask Fred. Fred is actually a Z-list celebrity right now. He's starting to trend on Twitter. If you go search hashtag Fred, Fred is up there right now. He's got his own Tops Now cards coming out soon. He actually sorted the first ever break in under 3 minutes. So it's a Tops Now card being made for him. So we're about to get the show kicked off. We are going to be going through. All right, so if you followed the podcast from the beginning, you see we did our predictions for the AL West, the AL East, the NL West, the NL East, the AL Central, and the NL Central. We then went as far as giving our Vegas projections of each team, as well as World Series odds, win totals, gave you some long shots, gave you some short things, which we think. But now we're going to break down the playoff scenario. We're going to go to the next step. And if everything goes the way we think it's going to go, this is what's going to happen next. So, Louis Zolo.
Yeah. The one who knows about baseball, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, we're going to see. If you don't take Ohtani to win MVP or the Phillies to make it to the World Series, you don't know your baseball.
Okay.
All right. NL West, let's start with that. Who do you got winning the NL West?
NL West is Dodgers. Actually, I'm going to just jump right to it and tell you I have them as the 1 seed throughout the NL. So Dodgers for sure.
All right. So obviously we see that he only takes the sure thing, guys.
That's an easy one. I don't think anybody can compete in that division. We've been through
NL West?
Trash.
That was like the most garbage division I think we went over besides the Dodgers. I mean,
yeah,
that division is just straight up ugly. Even with the Rockies in it, I mean, it's just Padres, Diamondbacks, and San Francisco. It's just disgusting.
Oh, time out. Before we go any further, guys, breaking news. The Yankees are making an attempt to get Nolan Arenado. The Yankees are now in contention for Nolan Arenado. The package is as follows. Hold on.
Shit.
Miguel Andujar.
That's fine.
Clint Frazier.
That's fine.
Gio Urshela.
That's fine.
And their prized pitching prospect, David Garcia.
Oh, man. Are
Bro,
you
that is
kidding
such
me?
a good deal, dude. I would take that. I'll take it right now. Bro, honestly, that's a good deal for Colorado. I think Clint Frazier has talent. I don't think that he's been able to display it.
It's a good deal for Colorado, he said, Lewis. What a
No.
Yankee
I think it's a
fan.
good deal for Colorado just because they're going to get 3 possible studs. It'll help their batting. I don't know how those guys do over there, but obviously Yankees are winning that.
Listen, this is what the Yankees do, right? They act like they don't want someone, and then they let everyone fight over him, and then at the last second, they're like, yeah, you know what?
They're like, here.
Come on. We'll take on his contract. Why not?
The funny thing is, 2 of those guys play third, which Arenado is the best one in the league. So what are they? What are you giving away? Like,
Well, David
always
Garcia
with
is
the
supposed to be
Yankees. I don't
nasty.
get it.
We're giving away promises is what we're giving away. We're giving away, Andujar had Rookie of the Year number 2. Oh, Clint Frazier has the fastest hand-to-bat swing in the league, you know?
All right, well, that's just rumors. So
All right,
back
it's
to the
rumors,
pick.
but it was reported by a reliable source. All right,
Who,
NL
Fred?
West.
Ken
Fred's the
Rosenthal?
source?
They said who? Fred? Fred reported it. All right, so we're going to go to the NL West right now. Lewis and Derek have Dodgers. I'm actually going to switch things up. I have the Dodgers as well.
Yeah.
Fred, who do you have coming out of the NL West?
We're going to switch things
Well, if
up.
Arenado gets traded, Dodgers. But I like the Rockies. Though.
Wow, Fred likes the Rockies.
If Arenado stays.
Wow, if you're feeling frisky, you better take Fred's future bets. So we're going to move on then. So we got the Dodgers.
Fred likes the Rockies. Fred likes the Rockies because he thinks Junkyard Dog and Dog the Bounty Hunter is on the pitching staff.
They said, you hear that?
WWE.
They said they think that you like Dog the Bounty Hunter's on the pitching staff.
That's it.
All right, so we got them in there. Now let's move over to the NL Central. NL Central, Derek.
I liked the Reds for first place in the NL Central. I think Nick Castellanos' acquisition the other day really put them over the top. I liked their lineup before that, but now I just think that's another solid piece to add in there. So I got them winning that division.
Lewis.
I like the Cubs. I think the Cubs take the Central. And we're not talking wild card yet, are we?
No.
Okay, just to win the division, I like the Cubs.
All right, and I have the Reds. So Derek and I are alike on 2 of them. I taught you well, my son. Now we're moving to the NL East. Lewis. Oh, wait, hold on. Fred, who do you like in the NL Central?
Reds as well.
Wow, Fred's with us.
Yeah, Fred likes
New
the
York,
Reds,
baby.
Let's go.
What does that tell you? Anybody watching this, please comment. What does that tell you? Fred, Steven, and Derek like the Reds. Odds of the Reds winning are now what?
Well, yeah,
Like
because
1,000,000
it's
to 1.
very chalky. All right, NL East. Lewis. Oh, God. Skip over him. We know what he's going to say.
It's
All
coming.
right.
You
All right,
know that
I'll
right
be
now is the
realistic.
moment, right? If you say the Mets, you lose credibility for the rest of the show.
Okay, I'm going to do the right thing because this is a true podcast, okay? I think the Braves are going to win the division.
Wow, okay.
Yes, that's who I had as well.
I hate it, and I feel like the biggest backstabbing, non-loyal fan of all time, but I think the Braves win
You
the
could
division.
be a fan and be a realist at the same time.
All right,
You could
fine.
root for them. It's not like you're rooting for them to lose. You just know they're gonna. But you're rooting for them to win.
Argabright's yelling at us that none of us know baseball. Go Cardinals.
Oh, God. All right, Fred, who do you have in the NL
We'll get
East?
to
Fred's
them.
an NL East kind of guy.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Phillies.
Yes! Fred
The
thinks great, just like me.
Ooh.
I have the Phillies as well coming out of the NL East. I had the Braves originally in our other podcast, and I did some more soul searching, and I decided to land on the Phillies because after seeing their Vegas odds of 18-1, I'm sold. I'm in. Phillies, baby.
And
Phillies.
you're feeling of Bryce Harper coming back on a mission.
Oh,
You're
Bryce
just loving
Harper's
the
winning
Phillies.
MVP for the NL. Bryce Harper will win the MVP.
Oh, hell no.
Mark it
Don't-
down, baby.
Hey, that's another show. We could do our post-season awards.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I like that one.
I do. All right, there's going to be 2 wild cards now. Derek,
Yeah.
why don't you share your 2 wild cards, please?
So I had the Phillies as a wild card, and I had the Cardinals as a wild card for that division.
All right.
I love how different we are. It's great. We're gonna have a lot.
Derek's
of different...
bracket got busted early.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Why?
I said the Phillies. You had Phillies in number 1. I said Phillies in the wild card, and I said Cardinals in the wild card. They're NL Central. I don't really.
All right, you automatically lost because you said Cardinals.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I heard it.
You actually spelled out the name.
Bro,
like
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, bro. There's an I in there. It's not Cardinals.
Stop. All right, fine. We'll let the Cardinals make it to the next.
He did. I heard it.
Lewis.
Okay, my wild cards. It's so funny because you guys have the Cardinals and Phillies in. I have them both out. My wild cards are the Mets.
Okay.
Legitimately Mets. Wild
you never
card,
know.
And Brewers.
Okay.
All right. That's
Fred, do you
fair,
know who you want in the wild card? See, Fred's coming off the cuff. He has no idea what's going on. He joined the podcast last second, so he's straight up off the cuff. Fred, do you have any wild cards you like in the NL?
I think it would be if the Phillies don't make it, they're gonna get the wild card.
Okay.
And then I either like the Dodgers and Mets, believe it or not.
All right, so he likes the Mets then as a wild card.
Oh man!
So there you go. You're done, Lewis. You lost all credibility.
Oh, dude, Fred likes the Mets.
I
Mets
have
and the Phillies
for the wild card, Padres and Braves. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. Aaron Nola versus Chris Paddock in the wild card game.
I think we talked about San Diego and their lineup and their pitching staff was just trash.
It wasn't that bad. No, they had your Cy Young winner, Zach Davies.
Zach Davies. What are you talking about? They're going.
I mean, he's a 20-game winner, but at the same time,
the Padres are going to the dance. Could I change my answer?
Bro, Padres, come on, bro. Are you
Zach
serious? The Padres?
Padres are sneaky, man. They're sneaky as a wild card team.
The Padres.
All right.
No.
So
Padres versus Cardinals. You're gonna take the Padres for real?
All right. So hold on.
Yeah.
Listen. So now the wild card matchup. Who you picked? Who wins the wild card game?
I have faith in the Padres. It took them to win the World Series last year. I will be putting a future bet on them at 60-1 to win the World Series this year. However, for the purpose of this podcast, I am going to be realistic and say the Braves are going to emerge out of the wild card game, and the Padres are still a little bit. They have a little more work to do before they make a push in the playoffs. But I do think that their talent shows up this year and gets them into the wild card at least, and people are going to be surprised.
You want to know a fun fact right now, right? I'm looking at MLB Power Rankings. Guess where the Padres are?
Where?
Not even on the top 20.
Yeah, but that just shows how much MLB doesn't know about the power rankings.
Bro, they were pretty spot on last year, though.
What's up, Bo Thompson saying what's up?
What up?
What's up, Bo?
All right. Wild card. Do I even have to say it? Mets beat the Brewers.
Oh, goodness.
That's my wild card.
All right, so your bracket's busted, too. You picked...
Nah, that's it.
You
what
picked
do you mean?
East Nordstrom State to make it to the Final Four. You're done.
And I have the Dodgers as the 1 overall seed, so I say Mets beat the Brewers and then have to go to L.A. for Game 1.
Okay. I'm going to say you're bugging, but I'm going to be saying that the Braves will go to L.A.
Okay.
And beat L.A. in the first round of the playoffs. I have upset special.
I got Mets beating the Dodgers.
All right, so we're clear on one thing. Dodgers are overrated.
Yeah,
Derek,
I think so too.
Who do you have, Derek?
So I had the Phillies and the Cardinals in the wild card. I like that Aaron Nola versus Flaherty. I think if I'm just going off of predictions here, right? So Flaherty, I think he could shut it down. So I like the Cardinals to win the wild card there. And then I also have the Braves going to the to LA. I don't really know, but if I had to say, I really love the Braves team, so I'd say that the Braves would ultimately beat the Dodgers. But I don't know though.
All right, so you guys in round after the wild card game, you both have the Braves playing the Dodgers in LA. both advancing with the Braves, and I have the same thing. It's just with the Mets. So
Yes.
right now the NL East is
And Fred
okay.
is with
Real
us.
quick, Argabright says. So wait, you say the Cardinals, the way you had it, are going to have 100 wins but not get a spot?
I didn't say they're getting 100 wins.
Who said that they were getting 100? I didn't say that.
Derek's on that good.
I said that the Cardinals were going to hit the wild card.
Listen, the Cardinals are good. Don't get me wrong, but Wainwright's the number 2. So let's not forget that.
People, if you want me to read your comments, get into the advice room. You see how I'm paying attention to all of you.
So
Say
Fred
something,
had
you
the
get on.
Dodgers. Fred takes the Dodgers. But now, Fred, who do you like? You think the Mets are going to beat the Dodgers or the Dodgers advance?
Dodgers.
All right, so Fred's a realist here. So he will put his Mets against the Dodgers, but he said enough's enough. It's time to cut ties here. Dodgers are going to beat them.
Right.
All right.
So Fred's not a believer in the wild card game. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Bo Thompson said that we owe the Dodgers as well. Which, honestly, the thing with the Dodgers is too, like, he brings up a point. Like the Dodgers, we kind of count them out now because we always see them as like a team that makes it. I think for the past 3 years where they, Dodgers power ranking number 1, they're the top seed, they're killing everybody, and then you just hit the playoffs. You see Clayton Kershaw hit the mound, and you're like, God damn, like. Every single year, you really don't know with that team. They do have a really strong team. I do love their bats. Their pitching isn't that bad, but I don't know. It's like almost like a Dodger curse at this point.
Yeah.
If there was to be one, because it seems like they're just that team every year, and it feels like that for the Yankees too. Being a Yankees fan these past 10 years. Every single year as a Yankees fan, you're like, oh, we're going to make it to the playoffs. We're going to get the World Series, blah, 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 blah. It's been so long. 10 years later, we still don't have a title under our belt since 2009.
Well, the problem is, as a Yankee fan, it's the same thing as a Dodger fan, right? We are lacking the pitching that it takes to win a World Series. Well, we were until Garrett Cole. The Dodgers are doing the same thing because they have an amazing pitching staff until the playoffs, and then Kershaw turns into a pumpkin. So losing a pitcher like Kershaw in the playoffs is the reason why you don't win a World Series. You have one of the best pitchers ever turning trash bags when you need them.
Crazy.
That's why the Mets are going to beat them in the wild card.
Because Matt Harvey, that's why.
Well, I just watched.
Dark Knight.
I just watched his World Series game last night, the one that rips your heart out because he wanted to pitch in the 9th inning, and Terry Collins let him.
Is he an angel, Fred asked?
No, he's cut.
I think he's
completely
gone.
across
Yeah,
the board.
I think he's done.
Him and Tim
though.
Lincecum are playing golf. All right, so now
listen,
we're going to
so
move
wait a minute.
to...
What's up, David? David Schnapp said, "What's up?"
What up?
No. Now we have to do our
We're not done
division
yet.
winners.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we have the Reds versus the Phillies in my case. And I have the Phillies advancing, going against the Braves in the NLCS. What do you guys have?
Derek, you want to go?
I think I had the Reds and...
You can't think what you had.
No. I know I had the Reds, but then I said that the Cardinals were going to beat the Phillies. I mean, yeah, right? So then I think, honestly, that the Reds will make it, and then it'll be like a Reds-Braves. And I think the Reds beat the Cardinals in that situation, and then we're talking about the Reds and the Braves in the future. I'm really strong on the Reds this year.
Damn, bro. You better not put any future bets in on the Reds.
No.
Yeah, every time I close my eyes and think the Reds are good, Sean Casey shows up in my dreams.
Bro, it could be there's always like one of those weird teams every single year that you don't expect to be good. The Rays did it last year. The Reds are doing it this year. That's just my prediction. There's always one weird team that no one even knows about. They pop up.
Everyone knows about them.
Everybody knows about them now, kind of, but there's still a lot of people out there that are uninformed, I think. I don't think that the average baseball fan is looking into off-season stuff going, oh my God, the Reds got
Fred's
this and
the
that.
average fan. Fred, what do you think of the Reds? Do you think they're going to be good this year?
I think they're going to be good, yeah.
All right, so everyone knows about the Reds.
I mean, if Fred said it. But anyway.
Right, everyone knows. Fred's your average baseball guy. Fred is... Do you think they're going to be better than people think they're going to be, Fred? He's nodding his head back and forth. I think he does. He doesn't want to hurt Derek's feelings on live
up?
on air.
That's fine.
Tom
I'm going with... Tom Gasparo, what's up, bro?
All right. So now, who's making it to the World Series? I have.
Hold on a second. You didn't even let me do mine.
You just did.
Who did?
You said the Mets.
Dude, the Mets beating the
Dodgers. Yeah,
I still have my 2 division
I'm
winners
messing
to
with
play.
you.
No, you're not. You forgot.
No, I did forget, but I know you didn't say the Mets.
No, I had the Mets winning the wild card against the Brewers and then beating the Dodgers.
I just
but
keep
my
thinking
2 other
Zach
teams.
Davies. That's all I keep thinking. I'm sorry.
The 2 other teams, I got the Braves beating the Cubs.
Okay.
So I think it's
Cubs
going to
were
be
in
Mets,
there?
Mets, Braves, and LCS.
Oh my God! Fair.
Yeah, I don't have the car. I think the Cardinals are gonna crap the bed this year. I think it's Brewers and Cubs out of that division. Mets, Braves out of that division, and Dodgers.
All right. You know what? It's not. Besides the Mets, I think you're dead on.
I'm telling you, we've been doing this since day one. Our first podcast was NL East. You have zero faith in the Mets. You guys, none of you do, but you'll see.
No, I have faith in them. I think they could. I think that they're a good team. I just being a New Yorker, I just don't know where they end up every year. I'm used to seeing them win 20 games in a row and then lose 20 games in a row. That's just like how the Mets have been.
If you're tuning into the podcast and you want to do something nice for Lewis, you can donate your customized "You Gotta Believe" signs, and you can just
got a couple
bedazzle them, do whatever you need.
Bro,
Bo Thompson
Rick
is telling me
Porcello.
Mets Braves. Hold on. Bo Thompson is telling me Mets Braves will never happen. He's also saying Atlanta is going to win 103 games to the World Series, but don't know
Okay.
if they're going to win the World Series because they're pretty good at choking. Gasparo likes the Braves, Cardinals, Dodgers, and the Mets as a wild card, but he needs to throw in another team. There's 2 wild card teams. So Gasparo, you got to give us another. And we didn't talk AL. He gave us his AL picks, but they're not out yet. We didn't talk it yet.
So, real quick, at the end of the day, everyone's NL World Series. Mine is Phillies.
I got the Braves beating the Reds ultimately, and
And Lewis?
Yo,
All right, he's done. Yeah, we got to cut him off. Cut him off.
This is the worst. All right. Come on. I'm not answering. I'm going Mets.
He said the Mets. You
But
can't
wanna
listen
know
to
something
him.
funny? Do you want to know something funny though? If I actually do it with my
That's
brain,
pretty funny.
no, listen. If I said the Braves, because I have Mets Braves, right? The funny
Right.
thing is, I end up where you're at. At the end of the day, me and you would both have the Braves.
But
in
how
World
are the
Series.
Mets this far?
Because they're good. They're just gonna miss the division. Just gonna miss. Watch, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a battle, Braves and Mets
can't.
to the very
They
end.
might be all right.
Watch.
I hope for your sake. You're gonna be
This is
so
the year, I'm
sour
telling
grapes.
you.
You're gonna be Sour Patch Kids.
That's it. All right. Could I just say one thing before we move on to the AL?
That the Mets are gonna take it all now when they get to the World Series.
Well, yeah, but if, just so everybody knows, if we just let's make believe the Mets aren't a baseball team anymore. So I have to take somebody else. Insert Phillies everywhere I said the Mets.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's more realistic. What about you, Fred? Who's in the World Series for the NL?
Phillies all the way.
Yes, he's with me. I teach them good over here.
Girardi and Harper are going to be on the poster this year.
I teach everyone well that works in the House of Wax. That's it, Phillies. All right, let's move over to the AL. AL West. I have the Astros. Lewis, who do you have?
Astros by far.
Derek?
Astros as well.
All right,
for
that's
sure.
pretty easy.
If we're looking at, just wait, hold on a second. If we're looking at like the AL West and the NL West, the only like 2 teams in the 10 that I see there are really like the Dodgers and the Astros. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, but I don't look at those power rankings, man. I go with my gut.
No, I'm not looking at power rankings. I'm just looking at the whole division, the whole West division as a whole. Because you got the Rangers, the Angels, the Mariners, and Oakland. Oakland's always doing all right, but then who else? Texas, Angels, and Seattle. That's disgusting. And then you got
Angels
the Astros.
are going to be scary.
I think the Angels are going to be okay this year, but I don't know. I like
to
them.
me, the West is just like the NL West. I have one team coming out. That's it.
Yeah, Houston. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all I
that's
see
it
from
for me.
there.
That's it.
All right, so, Fred, who do you like in the AL West? All of us have Astros. You going to change it up?
No, I'll go with the Astros.
Yeah, he's solid with the Astros.
Dusty Baker stepping in.
Wow, Dusty, Crusty, Rusty Baker in the house.
Oh, yeah.
All right, AL East. Yankees.
Yankees, yeah, for sure.
Mets,
Yeah, they get
Lewis?
this Arenado. Nah. I told you, just so you know, Yankees weren't my pick, but I have to change it now. If Arenado goes there, you have to. So Yankees for the division.
No, without Arenado. Without Arenado.
Without Arenado, I told you it's going to be so close. I like the Rays.
All right, so keep the Rays. Who do you like
I think
in the
that's
AL
still
East?
solid.
Yankees for sure.
Yes, yes. So we got a Yankee over here. Now, this is where it's going to be. We're probably all going to be all over the place. AL Central. I have the White Sox.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I have the White Sox as well. Number one.
I have the Twins, number one.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's
No,
fine.
no.
Fred, do you like anyone in particular in the AL Central?
I actually like the White Sox enough to make that leap, even though they were 30 games out of contention last year. But I think they're the wild card team out of there. I like
Fred goes with the White Sox. Wow.
A lot of off-season moves.
I like it. All right, for the wild card, my 2 wild card picks out of the AL are going to be the Tampa Bay Rays and the... No one has this, and I love it. Oh, Tony. Angels, baby.
Oh, no.
Angels are going to finish second in the AL West, and I think they are going to have more wins than the Red Sox, more wins than the Blue Jays, the Orioles, the Indians. I think they're going to have more wins than the Twins. I think that the Angels win 94 to 95 games this year. That's my prediction.
Honestly, if you got to look at the rest of the division, I mean, you could probably say that with the Rangers and the Mariners being in there, just because they're not the greatest of teams. But then you also look at the AL Central, and I see the Twins in there with the Royals and the Tigers as well. And I just like can't say that the.
Listen, it's a sleeper pick, and I'm going for the win, baby. I'm going for the W. And the Angels are my sleeper pick. And check this out. They may win the division. The Astros may crap the bed this year. The Astros may crap the bed.
They were 35 games out, man.
The Astros may crap the bed, though, is what I'm saying. If they're not stealing signs, who knows what they are?
All right, we got some comments here. Bo Thompson actually agrees with me. The Phillies finishing third because that was my pick. He likes the Twins also, but he is busting my balls about the Mets. So I won't read those comments. Gasparo says, let's go White Sox. And Bo Thompson says the Angels are sneaky stacked.
Yep.
They are kind of.
But here, wait. And obviously, by the way, I don't even have to tell you. I already said the White Sox. My other wild card pick is obviously the Yankees. I mean, I told you it's between them and the Rays. Remember, I specifically said it then. Like, I made sure I went on record saying it's so close that even though I liked the Rays that day, remember I said the Yankees are going to make a move to change my mind? This Arenado move obviously is going to change my mind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the purpose of keeping our podcasts consistent, I'll say Rays win the division, Yankees as a wild card, but that's no fun because the Yankees are going to win the division now. So
I'm
I
about
might
to
as well
place my bets tonight, too, by the way, my future bets.
Bro, DJ LeMahieu and Arenado linking up again, 2 Colorado.
For purpose
guys,
of making this
like
podcast, for purposes of making this podcast stretch, I'm changing that pick. I'm saying the Yankees win the division, the Rays are the wild card.
All right. And Fred, who do you like coming in the wild card game? Are you a fan of the Rays?
I like the Angels.
Yes! Fred listens to me. Fred listens.
No.
Guys, I'm going to have so much fun all year on this podcast. You have
Fred's
no
afraid
idea.
to get fired. He's just saying what you say.
He's afraid to get fired.
He's afraid to get fired. Fred doesn't even know that there was an Angels baseball team yesterday. Now he's picking them to win. Come on.
Yeah, watch all right, so every night we're going to come on here and break down box scores of the night before. It's going to be so sick, but all I'm going to say is this. I'm so excited about the Angels. 1, because I'm right. And 2, because Shohei Ohtani. And 3, because it makes perfect sense because whoever comes out of that wild card game is going to face the Yankees anyway and get slaughtered. So I really don't care at this point.
Who do you have as the one? The Astros?
Yankees.
Okay, Yankees is the one. So do I.
So does it really matter who comes out of this wild card game?
All right, so for me, I'm just going to jump real quick. Then my wild card is Rays versus White Sox. And I know Gasparo's going to have a heart attack on this one, but I think the Rays are way better than the White Sox.
White Sox aren't ready yet. They're
no,
good.
so I think the Rays win the wild card and go to New York.
Okay.
I think so. I have the Rays and the Twins as my wild card, and then I ultimately think the Rays will wind up beating the Twins in that division and going to New York.
Okay. So now, in the 1-4 game,
I just don't know, and I'm sorry to cut back into it, but we were talking about the Angels pitching. I just don't think they have the pitching to make it anywhere with any of that.
You got to first off, in the words of Lewis, you got to believe. Second off,
yo, come on, bro. You're sipping that juice, bro.
Oh man, you're making me choke on the water. That's hilarious.
You got to believe. And second off, Shohei Ohtani, baby, and Griffin Canning. And like I said, if they're in the hunt, if I said this last night's podcast or 2 nights ago, if they're in the hunt and all of a sudden you add a Max Scherzer to that staff.
Oh, when?
Right around the trade deadline. You have Joe Adell as trade bait. You have Jordan Adams as trade bait. You have Jeremiah Jackson as trade bait. If all of a sudden you say this is the time right now, Mike Trout's window's closing, sooner than later we need to make a move. You can see Max Scherzer on that team real fast. And now you have Shohei Ohtani, Max Scherzer, Griffin Canning. Things get a lot sexier going down the stretch heading into the playoffs.
Anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a stretch, bro. That's a stretch.
I've called it so many times.
If they should have made a move in the offseason, I think they should have picked up Garrett Cole, 100%. I think they missed out a huge opportunity there. If they would have added Garrett Cole or even like a Dallas Keuchel, Zach Wheeler, anybody else in there, I think they would have had a better shot. But I really like them to be the number 2 in the division, but I just don't see them out beating a team like the Rays, who are just solid year in and year out, and then the Twins, who are just familiar with being in the playoffs already, and they can win games, and that division is just trash. So
listen, you have to kind of have to just see it. Obviously, a lot of things have to go right? But I think it's clear to say they have one of the best lineups in baseball from top to bottom. The Angels right now. Lewis forgot about Pujols being on the team even last time. And
Upton.
Right? So now those aren't like just guys who are like, yeah, hey, guess what? We have we have future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols still on the team batting 7th. And we have Justin Upton batting 6th. Then, hey, we just picked up who could have been the MVP last year, Rendon. He's batting 3rd. We have Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. We have Tommy La Stella.
Anyway, the scenario of, oh yeah, by the way, we have this guy. He's done. I mean, we have Cano. You know how I feel about him.
Cano is fried egg. He's done. Cano's done. Because look, he's lazy to begin with. Now you're lazy and old. That's like double lazy.
Anyway, all right. 1 versus 4. We all have the Yankees beating the Rays.
Beating the Rays, yes. Because I have the Angels. So I have the Angels losing to the Rays.
Right, but right. So then the 2 division winners, we're different. Who do you have then?
I have White Sox and Astros.
That's who I have as well.
And I have the Astros beating the White Sox.
I have the Astros beating the Twins, because I have the Twins making it as the other division winner. And I have the Astros beating the Twins very handily to set up a Houston Yankees rematch.
That's what I have as well. But just flipped around, I have Astros beating the White Sox, and then ultimately Astros and Yankees again in that. I would love to see that next year.
I badly want to say the Angels over the Astros in the division. I just can't make that leap yet. But yeah, it's going to be the Yankees, Astros, and then I have the Yankees in the World Series against the Phillies.
I have the Yankees in the World Series against the Mets.
Oh, no. This is like 2000 all over again.
Okay, listen. If I had the Mets, Braves, and the NLCS. So for me, it's obviously, I'm saying the Mets with my heart. But if it's the Braves, I have Yankees, Braves / Mets.
Okay. And who's your World Series, Derek?
I have the Yankees going to the World Series with the Braves as well. And ultimately, Fred? At the end of the day, that's what I think.
I
I'm
hate
gonna
to
go
say
with the Yankees,
that
too.
Big Brother
Yankees versus
is going to be
Phillies?
king.
Yeah.
Yankees are taking the World Series this year, by the way. Injuries
Yeah.
aside, Yankees win the World Series. Giancarlo Stanton has an amazing bounce back season. Judge is toast, but they have Glaber, who I love. And
Arenado, man. If they
forget
get
about
him.
Arenado, though. Just as it sits right now, I think their hitting is good enough that you have
DJ.
Garrett Cole and you have Tanaka 1-2 in the playoffs. You're good.
Mark Teixeira. Also, Mike Street said Arenado where? So we were just talking about that earlier. Arenado's in discussion with possibly going to the Yankees for who is it? Andujar, Gio Urshela, Clint Frazier, and a pitching prospect, Ivy Garcia, whatever his name is. And then he wants to know when we're posting these bets so we can get a piece of this pie.
I never thought of that. I might be
You know,
able
Bill
to.
Thompson, too, is yelling at us to get off the Atlanta train. But we all know I'm not on any NL train but one train. And that's and that's it.
Yeah,
That's
you're on the
7 train.
you're on the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
I'm into the train. I'm on the train into Shea Stadium, baby.
If I'm looking into another team making it to the World Series, though, actually, I really don't see another team because I said the Cardinals were going to beat the Phillies. That could be like a wild card game. You just never know. Phillies could be really good, but
I don't even have the Phillies
I don't
making
see
the
the
playoffs.
Reds.
That's how you know both you guys don't know baseball. Fred knows baseball. He has the Phillies with me.
Fred knows that you're his livelihood and has to agree with you. That's what that is.
I like.
He's
the
like,
Phillies,
bro,
the day Girardi
no
signed.
more lunch breaks.
He said the
That's
day
it.
Girardi signed, so he has a real reason. He liked
That's
the
it. I'm
Phillies.
taking
No,
the
you know
7
what
train.
though? I'm not lying. Subconsciously, Fred may be the reason I like the Phillies because he was telling
7
me
train.
I'm taking a future bet, and I was like, "Yo, don't do future bets. Trust me. I had the Astros and got burned." And he's like, "No, I'm doing a future bet." So maybe like it sunk in over the last 2 months, and I'm like, "Yeah, I like the Phillies." But
It's never
not
been
bad, dude.
so
I like-
exciting to be a Mets fan. I'm telling you, this is the year.
this is like besides the year where Timo Perez was your best player, this is
Timo.
definitely the year.
Because he didn't hustle. He got thrown out at home.
This is the year.
What a bum. What a bum.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So World Series. So we all have the Yankees winning the World Series?
I do. I think I could confidently say it.
I got the Mets beating the Yankees in 7 games.
Oh no.
On what? MLB The Show?
Yeah. But if I have to bet, I'll say Yankees obviously win it against either the Mets or Braves.
Okay.
I can't believe you have the Mets going past teams like the Dodgers, the
Check this.
Reds.
Let me just say one thing. Without you jumping in. I want to say this, okay? But I mean this now. Okay.
You can't even say it without smiling.
No. As much as I truly in my heart believe the Mets are going to do as good as I think, right? You guys obviously just think I'm crazy. Like, there's no way, right? In your head, like, there's no way.
Oh, no, there's 0. Mm-mm.
That's the way I feel this year. Like, it's crazy nobody else is seeing this. Like, the Mets are going to be really good this year. I'm telling you. All right. Believe me.
I don't know, dude. I'm saying that I like the Mets. I just don't like them that much. Like, they
They're
have
good.
a good
Listen,
team.
I think the Angels have a better shot than the Mets, and I'm not going anywhere near the Angels.
Well, they
If
do have a better
Mark-
shot because that NL East is stacked 1 through 4. Besides the
The
Marlins, everybody's a contender.
The only offseason pickup I like from the Mets is Dellin Betances in the bullpen. I think that was a good acquisition, but I just don't know. They just didn't add any crazy bats for me. I don't like Marcus Stroman. I love Marcus Stroman. I think he's going to be a really solid number 2. Like if Syndergaard shows up, but Syndergaard is all over the place. You know how he is. He'll be like Cy Young Syndergaard, as Stephen Michael likes to say,
Ooh,
or he'll
Bo
be
Thompson
like.
just said the most rudest possible comment to me.
Uh-oh.
He says I'm sound like a closet Braves fan. What? No. Talk about my kids if you want. Don't make fun of my wife even. Don't say anything about the Mets and me being a Braves
closet
fan.
Braves fan.
That's it. But I don't know. I'm dumbfounded. Perfect word. Dumbfounded. How you guys think they're that bad? Like you really don't think they have a shot? It's amazing to me.
I think it has to be the New York in us though, that every year we see the Mets, and then
That's what it is.
I'm telling you, because I root for the Mets every single year. Half of my family is diehard Mets fans. Like my uncle is just exactly like he probably wants them to win the World Series this year, but he's been saying it the past 5 years with when you had Harvey and Syndergaard and Matz and everything was firing on all cylinders with DeGrom. That was when I think that the Mets, for me, I was like, yo, the Mets are like gonna absolutely tear shit up. But now I just look at them, Syndergaard, I just don't know with him anymore. DeGrom obviously is Cy Young. But like,
yeah, I got some comments.
I don't know, man.
My question is this: if you had to make an all Mets team, right? Who's your third baseman? Todd Zeile?
What? David Wright? What are you talking about? You mean ever?
No.
Ever?
Yeah, but you guys had some trash players on that team.
David Wright first, Hubie Brooks second.
What about Edgardo Alfonso? He could kill it.
Oh, you know something? I should be put in the corner for a timeout, not mentioning him.
I
Yeah,
know.
he could kill
As
it.
a
He was
Met
good.
fan, as a Met
Yeah,
fan.
I forgot. He's always under the radar. You forget. Hold on, I got some comments for you. All right, first of all, I like Jason Smith because he's all over the Mets with me. Obviously, he's a Mets fan. And he's naming scenarios that only I would know because they all rip my heart out. So he's definitely with me. You got Bo Thompson was saying how it's not that I'm a closet Braves fan. I just act like Braves fans do, always thinking we're going to win it every year when they don't, as a Mets fan. So obviously, and then we have Eric Boger. He has it broken down big time. Yankees in 6 over the Phillies. Matchup of the century. Joe Girardi's return, and Bryce Harper watches the celebrations from the clubhouse again.
That's like some Star Wars shit right there.
But he's getting close. He's getting close.
Yeah.
Intergalactic planetary.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think we have to make a podcast on just the Mets all-century team.
What are you talking about? Mets had great players. What's so funny? I don't understand this. What do you mean? All-century team? Okay, listen to this pitching. Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, your first baseman's Keith Hernandez.
Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan,
Lenny Dykstra,
Jacob deGrom,
Mookie.
You're naming platoon guys. Yo, you
got John Olerud at first base.
John Olerud bat 330 every year, and he wore a helmet. How cool is that?
Oh my God!
How cool are you when you wear a helmet in the field?
That's like goggles.
That's pretty crazy.
It's like a step up from goggles.
Whatever.
No, we'll break it down for you. We'll break down a all Mets team eventually. That'll be Lewis's.
Today I heard this today about they had the top 10 previews rankings for first baseman today. Anybody see that on MLB?
No.
All right, Alonso was third.
In what? Darnell, you said?
I hate when ESPN tells you something and doesn't tell you the other guys. So I'm sorry for doing this. Once they named him third, I didn't even see who they had first or second.
It was probably Freeman first.
Well, in my defense, I watched it on the Mets page, so they only showed the Alonso clip. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, what's the guy's name? Who did Moneyball? The guy who wrote the book, Bill James.
I'm not sure.
Right? Is that his name? Whatever. Anyway, whoever created, huh?
Wait, not Billy Bean?
No.
Oh, who wrote the book?
Yes, that they created Moneyball off of. Bill James was his name, wasn't it?
I think so. Yes.
All right, whatever. Let's call him Bill James, even if that's not his name. Anyway, Bill James said that Alonso going forward, everybody's wondering if he could do what he did this past year. And he's saying what people don't realize is when they're rookies, you have to go back. And that seems obvious, but you have to see what they did the year previous. As long as they were in AAA, which he was, and Alonso was killing it there. So he's saying percentage-wise, he did this whole algorithm that it's not unheard of for Alonso to crush 40 again this year.
I think he could.
Like this is a thing for him, right? His
you don't
WAR
understand.
is extremely high.
I like Alonso. The Mets are just really bad, though. Like
That's
I
their
think
star player, and he's number 3 in the league.
Hey, we have confirmation. Bill James, Eric Boger said yes.
There we go.
Father of analytics.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets have some players that I really do like.
McNeil.
Yeah, but just like I said, there's only
Squirrel,
like 4
baby.
players that I like on the Mets. You can't win a game, and that's including pitchers.
Who is it? Who's the other one?
I like DeGrom,
Yeah, you like DeGrom, Alonso, and McNeil.
McNeil, Alonso, and then I like Thor. If I had to pick one, I like Thor.
All right.
I still like Conforto too. I
Every
still
year
believe in
he
him.
has like an elite stretch. He is what he is at this point. He has a good stretch. He gets hurt.
Listen,
It was so
You know-
funny. Everybody last year was like running the Conforto train, and here comes
No.
Alonso.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. Okay, first of all, McNeil, him batting over 300 is not a fluke. If you remember, he came up for like 40 games the year before when they call up the 40-man roster. He hit over 300 then too. So we already knew who he was.
Yeah.
As far as Conforto goes, Conforto was supposed to be our superstar at one point.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't hit lefties, and instead of making him fight through it, Terry Collins kept sending him back down to Las Vegas. Conforto kept coming up every 2 weeks, and every time he struck out against a lefty, he'd bench him for 2 games. He didn't use him right. I mean, superstars like Tony Gwynn eventually had to learn to hit lefties. You can't become great if they keep sending you down and only let you face right-handed batters.
No, correct. So Jason Smith says, "Why do I like the Phillies so much better than the Mets?" All right. Let me break it down quickly. So I think they're going to have the best player in the NL on their team this year in Bryce Harper. They have a manager that has won a World Series and has managed before in the major leagues. All right, Mets don't have that either. They have, it's true. My man never coached anywhere. I think they said he was coaching Little League before. Then they have Aaron Nola, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have Zach Wheeler, who they stole from you guys.
Yes, I agree. That's
Right?
a heart ripper. Yeah.
And I
yes.
think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, especially when he's pitching against New York. Right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see Zach Wheeler of 2 years ago.
Me either.
Right?
I think they just got him in his prime. I'm not
Yeah.
even kidding. I love Zach Wheeler this year. I wanted him to stay before Thor, and they kept Thor instead. I wanted Zach Wheeler.
All right.
I think if you guys could have made a move, it would have been
But,
to
hold on.
trade Syndergaard away.
Hold on.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I'm missing someone right now. I can't think straight. Who's their pitcher? Who's their number 2? Not Wheeler.
Stroman.
No.
Who are you talking
Phillies.
Oh, Phillies?
Philly's got Nola, Pavetta.
No, there's someone
Arrieta.
else. Oh, yeah, maybe Arrieta. Not Arrieta. Hold on.
Phillies roster. Let me look it up.
Can't be that good if you guys don't know off the top of your
No, I'm
head.
just bugging. I'm bugging.
Because I can name the Mets pitching staff right now.
Yeah, because Rick Porcello's on it.
No, he's not going to get a starting job. He's gonna come in when it's like 8-1 and kill some innings.
Oh, yeah. So Arrieta, which, all right, let's move him. All right, so their pitching staff isn't great, but it's probably the same as the Mets pitching staff. But then when you go to the batters now, I love the fact that you have Rhys Hoskins, super underrated right now, and that's a legitimate superstar. You know what I mean? He could be a legitimate superstar, Rhys Hoskins. Yes or no?
If he has a bounce back, I think he had a sophomore slump.
Yeah, but his
Last year.
slump wasn't even that bad. Then you have McCutchen. He's old, but he's won MVP before, and he was playing at a high level before he got hurt.
McCutchen's done.
McCutchen's McCutchen's a 250 hitter for me. He's not even
finished.
Then you got
He's a
Gene
simple,
Segura. Is Gene Segura not an elite player?
He was. He's not anymore.
I don't know if he is anymore. No one's talking about him.
All right, then they got Didi.
I like Didi. I love Didi.
I like him over there. I like Scott Kingery. I think he's going to do well.
You said Scott Kingery sucked.
Compared to a Met.
Oh my! This is what this is about.
Yeah.
End this podcast. We're talking right now about a whole scenario just against the Mets.
Yeah, because Jason's saying, "Why do I like him more than the Mets?"
The Mets. Like,
No.
what did the Mets ever do to you? I don't understand.
No, I like the Mets.
Yeah, what do you mean? Why do you keep bashing the Mets like they're garbage? The Mets won 86 games and lost 30
All right,
out of
fine.
40.
Real fast before we go off air. Starting first baseman for the Mets.
Pete Alonso. What are you
Great,
talking about?
great. Starting second baseman.
No.
That's solid. Third is starting shortstop.
Rosario.
Oh, he's had a couple real good years too. Third base.
I never mentioned it. McNeil's going to be at third.
All right, you better put him there instead of the outfield, so you have a third baseman. All right, left field.
Is Cespedes back or not back?
Oh, we're picking at straws here.
J.D. Davis. I'd rather have him anyway.
Okay, center field.
Can we skip it? You got Nimmo.
Jason Bay, you said?
Nimmo.
And right field.
Conforto.
Oh, catcher?
Ramos.
It sounds like an all-around, first place team.
What do you mean? How's that bad?
No, that's good.
Bro.
Oh, and the Jets. The Mets got Marisnik for center field if they need a backup. I mean, it's nobody great, but for $4 million, who cares?
Yeah,
and then you have Cespedes coming back, and then our pitching is insanely awesome.
Listen, if you say McCutcheon's done, and then you say we got Cespedes coming back, that can't be. That's so bad.
Honestly, I don't even care if he does or not. He's worthless to me. But McCutcheon's done. Like the guy, to me, a guy that keeps getting, even though he was MVP and he was great and had something left in the tank. When you start getting bounced around within the last year or two of your existence, he's been on 10 teams in the last 3 months. It's over.
All right, but listen, last thing before we get off the air. Okay. I want you guys to know that the reason I'm so high on the Philadelphia Phillies is this. When you have a superstar on your team like Mike Trout, but the rest of your team doesn't suck like the Angels, okay? Mm-hmm. Mike Trout is really, really good, but there's only so much he could do with that lineup. Before this year. If you have a player playing out of his mind, which I do think Bryce Harper is going to be playing at that type of level, and you surround him with great players such as Hoskins becomes much more dangerous batting third in front of Harper if Harper's playing out of his mind. Do you agree with that?
I want to see what I want to see what he produces this year. I don't think Rhys, I don't know if the only thing I don't like with Rhys Hoskins is his batting average. 226 last year. He has to be batting 270 to be absolutely killer, because then he's hitting 40 home runs, hitting 100 RBIs. Last year he batted 226. He had the 29 home runs, so he was right on the cusp of hitting 30. I think he's just about there. If he could figure it out, I think he's going to be dangerous. But that's like half of the MLB if they could figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I like him.
I'm higher on him than most people.
I just don't know. His career batting average through 3 seasons so far is 239. That's pretty bad.
How many at bats?
He had 1,200 or 1,300 basically, because he had 1,298. He played a full 160 last year. And he batted 226, and his OPS was a little over 800. So he has the slugging, and he does get walked quite frequently at over 100. And he had 116 walks last year. I love that
you just said quite frequently.
What position does he play?
First base.
He's first base, left field.
See, I thought he was in the outfield.
I like Hoskins, man.
I'd rather have J.D. Davis.
Oh God! On that note. We're heading out.
What are you talking about? I'm serious. J.D. Davis is good. He was good everywhere he played. He didn't get playing time. Yeah. What do you want from the guy?
Of course. So you can't. Somebody's good everywhere they play without playing time. I'm good everywhere I play without playing time.
Not necessarily. Sometimes
J.D. Davis did hit
it.
No, he could hit though. He could hit, but you can't say he's better than Hoskins.
Why not?
I would take him over Hoskins just because he gets on base.
Oh, goodness gracious! When people play extended at bats and extended appearances throughout the season, they get exposed. Nobody can expose him because they don't know what he's got yet. He plays so limited.
Well, they exposed Hoskins and he batted 220.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm looking at last year's stats. You can't even you could compare them, but you really can't, because J.D. Davis hit over 300 last year. He has close to a 900 OPS. He works in a big ballpark. He still hit 22 home runs, so you can't say that he doesn't produce.
Jason Smith says that Hoskins drops the ball a lot. I don't know if that's true, but I believe him. Jason Smith seems like he knows what he's talking about.
He watches he watches the Mets with you. You guys sit side by side.
Jason Smith is my Fred.
Nicholas Renfro said this was from earlier. He said Conforto and Gwynn should never be mentioned together. But we were talking about how Conforto can't hit off of lefties, and we were talking about how Gwynn had to learn how to. Yeah.
Right. I mean, listen, give me a break. Gwynn. By the way, Gwynn's my favorite NL hitter of all time. That's why he popped in my, that's why he popped in my head. I grew up watching him. I love Tony Gwynn. I was just saying, when you're a lefty in general, it could have been anybody. You know what I mean?
But he's
the only way you can
hit.
hit.
Yeah.
Right. The only way you could hit left-handed pitching is to face it. They never let Conforto face it.
All right, guys, we got to get out of here. We're over our time. We have basketball going live in just a few moments. We're going to be ripping open a half case of Crown Royale. Then we're going to be doing a nice little baseball mixer for you and calling it a night. Back at it on Monday with the podcast. We'll be breaking every day like we always do. So, in conclusion, I think you could take the following from the podcast. The Mets are winning a World Series.
Agreed.
Definitely.
I like it.
Derek agrees with me that the right New York team is probably going to win it this year. And Fred is salty over his Topps baseball cards. That's another podcast. All right, guys.
We should do that.
We're out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you were tuning in, damn, we appreciate it, because I don't know what else. You could have been doing anything else at this point, because this podcast is just, we're just the nosebleeds at this point.
Great.
I love it.
Funny. I love it.
But
it's great.
On behalf of myself, Stephen Michael, and us, FIlthbomb Breaks, Lewis, and Derek, we want to thank you for giving us the opportunity, allowing us to broadcast for you live tonight with the FIlthbomb Podcast, powered by FIlthbomb Breaks. And until the next break, till the next Case Box Packer podcast, we're signing off saying sayonara, bro. Tanis, catch you on the flip side. Make it a filthy one.
Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion Ozzie Guillen.
This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Plante, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is Lynch Coach Jim from Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
This is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
This is Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field hitting bombs.
I'm watching my guys over at
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb Breaks.
Off those nasty.
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 Nasty FIlthbomb. I know a thing or two about hitting some bombs, fellas.
But there's nothing quite like hitting a filth bomb.
For my guys over at FIlthbomb Breaks.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb. Mike Trout 101 auto.
MVP breakers, MVP prices.
Keep those Filth Bombs coming, and I'll keep those World Series coming.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again, guys. Go Bucks.
Thanks for making collecting cards fun again for the kids and for all of us old timers as well.
A way to make baseball cards fun again, guys. Keep pulling those nasty filth bombs.
And pull me a Jose Canseco Superfractor.
And hit me a West Coast Superfractor. Go Astros.
Please pull me a Plante Superfractor.
How about you go pull me a Jordan Luplow Superfractor?
And now, introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound,